the X generation will really play a key factor on the culture, multicultural mindset. I think because I can give you an example of me, and I grew up in the city and probably got more facility and things like that. But what I experience is when I start to high school, I begin to listen to the European music and American music, so which is accessible, which you never got it during the 70s or 60s in China. So that helps a lot. And when we move in, and then you got a common topic with the foreigners, and then I think that's help a lot to help us generation to understand and to get some common ground to land in this land which is so far from China. And but I have a question to you guys, and we have been touched a lot of times to say, okay, you have to have a global mindset. What is really the global mindset? I mean, what are we going to do if the culture is collision? I mean, for example, Danish culture is Chinese culture conflict and collide. So what are we going to do? I mean, so I think this is my question. I hope you can answer.
But maybe you can see what the big problems in China.
I think there's a lot of difference. I mean, you Danish, you speak totally different language than we do, and we grow up in a society where, I mean, there's a lot of difference. But I mean, for example, when at the very beginning we asked Huawei, okay, what's the cultural difference between the Chinese people and the European colleagues when they work? I can give you a very simple example, and I think Danish people had a different priority of their life, so they prioritize their family. Where in the Chinese company they say, oh, we need to work hard and we need to make effort to make the company grow and to do this. So there's a collision here where the company wants the people work hard, and the European employees or the workers, they will say, no, we will have to go home. So how are we going to deal with this situation? Are we going to respect, because if we respect, which means that we're going to lower the company's profit. I mean, so how are we going to, like HR, how are you going to deal with this situation, for example? But there's a lot, I mean, I have to say.
That was a very long one. I understood you had a question, but I didn't catch the full sentence.
Okay, so my question is, what's the global mindset?
The global what?
Mindset.
Yeah. The global mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I take this one?
Yes, please.
Because I think I can share my part of experience with you. Your new friend here. I think first of all, as a newcomer to a complete strange society, you need to first open up. You need to allow people to know who you are, how good you are. Then they can start from there to utilize your capacity. Then I think after all this cultural difference, like I mentioned earlier, you need to really put yourself in the professional stand. Then all this mindset, I can give you some keywords: open, transparent, be trustful, and of course, teamwork is extremely important in the Western world. So I think if you can prepare yourself, develop that direction, you will survive for a long time.
That is absolutely a wonderful note to end on. So if
may I recommend,
all right,
for all Chinese professionals here, stay loyal to your company. You know, set aside a nationality issue. Stay loyal to your company. That's my recommendation.
That's a powerful message. Now take that home.
Okay, thank you very much. I think, Fleming, you are the Elvis Presley generation, right? I am the ABBA generation. Jingjing, are you Michael Jackson generation? Huh? Lady Gaga? Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And before we move on to the networking session, Dr. Ji would like to conclude this forum with some remarks. Let's welcome him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's great. The past 2.5 hours were plentiful time for us. We all learned a lot from the speeches, Mr. Xie Hangpeng, from Mrs. Lawson, and Ms. Fox, and Professor Wong, Professor Li, as well as from the excellent panel discussions of the two groups. Thank you all the speakers brought in their expertise and experience in many aspects, such as enhancing cooperation and understanding between Chinese and European companies, education agencies, science, technology institutions. The atmosphere of discussion is very active, so it's great. The forum of this afternoon is a great success indeed. On this occasion, I would like to express our special thanks to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark for offering this meeting location, which is the best fitting venue for today's event. Our special thanks also go to the sponsors and the press. Without their help, we could hardly have this forum come true. In the end, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my sincere thanks again to all the participants for your support and contribution. Thank you.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's network. You see, in Denmark, the Danes, they talk to the people that they know. You know, but in China, the Chinese talk to people and be introduced to the people that they know, to those people they don't know. But we have a rule today. That is, you talk to the people you absolutely don't know. Okay? Very good. And thank you again for your participation. And we'll see each other again next year. Carsten? Yes? Yes. And a big thanks to Carsten because he really helped a lot. Like I said, he's the best goodwill ambassador from the Danish side to the Chinese side. And he let us borrow the location. But I also like to introduce the team who did a great work today. Tianxun, where is your team? Could you ask them to stand up? Jing Jing, I know you're one of them, but Da Wei, Simon, yes, very good. Chairman of the Chinese Association. This association is the oldest one and biggest one. They have about 500 members, and they sponsor this event. And the chairman, Mr. Lin. Of course, there are many more, but I would like to mention two more. One is the chairman of ACSSD, Association of Chinese Students and Scholars in Denmark. Ye Hong, are you here? Yes. And also, special thanks to Mark's law firm, Philip. Thank you for giving your employees some time to do this event. And I would also like to extend my big thanks to my members from the Danish Chinese Professionals Network. Where are you? Are you here? Yeah! Okay, now, do we have more tea and coffee and cakes?
Yes.
Sure? Okay, let's